the challenge is not with people who are paying 50-60% down. They will be okay even if the market goes down. And all of a sudden, they cannot sell the home. There are going to be bankruptcies. There are going to be foreclosures. There's going to be all of it. Now, we saw that many years ago.
If you buy a home, you're going to be in the home for the long run. So let's say you buy a home and the home goes down. It's a stock, right? You have it, and until you sell it, it doesn't really matter what the value. You just ride out the market. You're not in the house for 2 years or 3 years. You're in it for the long haul, so you'll just ride the market. If you don't like what we're doing, you can fire us at any time. So that is our guarantee to you, because we don't want you to be tied or feel that you're tied. You absolutely should have a realtor that you feel is your advocate, because that's so important. If you are not being represented right, or if you're not being presented right in the market, you are not going to get the best possible.
Welcome to another episode of Real Estate on Track on ITV Gold with the brother-sister duo, that is Sanjeev Aneja ji and Alka Aneja, which airs every Friday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 8 p.m. And of course, you can always call them at 732-494-2211. Welcome and namaskar.
Thank you.
Happy to be here.
So, let's start today. First, I want to definitely start with, the market is way up. So, what do you think? Do you think, you should it's going to continue to go up, or is it going to crash soon?
So, if I had the crystal ball, or if we had the crystal ball, we'll give the answer. The answer can only be given based on past. What has happened in the past, Priya? This kind of market has happened again and again. Now, not this high. This market is crazy. In last 30 years, we've done this. This is the craziest market. Homes are going up 15, 20, 25% a year. Actually, I don't know if you saw, I had put a post on Facebook. This home in Maplewood in New Jersey was listed for 800 something, sold for 1.2.
Wow.
55% over asking price, 450,000 over asking price.
Wow.
So it's a crazy market. This we have not seen in a long time. However, in 30 years, we've seen market go up. Everybody, when it was at the peak, everybody said this market will never crash. It's going up and up and up. All of a sudden, the market slowed down and started crashing. It took few years to bottom out, and then it went up again. And then the same thing happened. And the cycle was 10-year cycle. In most cases, that's what happened.
That's right.
This year, we are almost at 15 years and the cycle hasn't crashed, which means it's overdue. However, when will it crash? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Will it crash? And you bet it's waiting for something to go wrong. Now, we don't know what that something is. Will it be a world event that will cause it? Some world events haven't caused it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at what's going on, Russia, Ukraine, and all that stuff, and we thought oil prices will go up, prices will go down, nothing happened. So the stock market is up, which means there's a lot of money there. The challenge is not with people who are paying 50-60% down. They will be okay even if the market goes down.
They have enough equity.
They have equity in the home. The challenge is going to be with the people who are buying at 5% down, 10% down, 0% down, or taking loans where actually they're getting money to fix the home.
Wow.
There are people who are borrowing money at 10 to 12 to 15% interest rate to fix a home and then sell the home. See, it's all okay if the market continues to go up. But if it turns all of a sudden for these people, and all of a sudden they cannot sell the home, there are going to be bankruptcies, there are going to be foreclosures, there's going to be all of it. Now, we saw that many years ago. And will we see it again? And the answer is absolutely, we will see it again. Now, your question is, will it go down? Absolutely yes, but when, we don't know.
Yeah.
Now, absolutely yes is very vague answer. Because are we talking about in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 5 years? We do not have a crystal ball. And if anybody tells you that this market will continue to go up or this market will go down, for sure, even if you call this Jyotish guy who knows everything, nobody knows the answer. People will pretend. See, if you go to somebody and saying, I'm expecting a baby, will it be a boy or a girl?
Well, in today's, you don't know that.
I understand, but what I'm saying is an example, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, what are the chances of you being right? if I ask you if it's going to be a boy or a girl, and you are a big Jyotish, and you tell me it's a boy, what are the chances of you being right?
50%.
50.
What if you tell me it's a girl, what are the chances of you being right?
50.
50%. Same 50%, right? Now, for all those people you go wrong, they don't care. But all the people you go right, you bring them as testimonial and say, hey, see, I told you the boy. There are people who have actually planned the whole home based on boy, and then the girl happens, or vice versa, and the room is blue instead of pink, or vice versa. So what am I saying, or what are we saying really? What we are saying is, it's easy to make statements, but only the time will tell where we are. Only thing we can tell you is if you need to sell, sell. If you need to buy, buy. But don't let anybody tell you that this is the peak market. I don't like it when I see many realtors put up there in the same statement, it's an excellent time to sell, it's a great time to buy. How can it be together the same thing? If it's excellent time to sell and you're telling somebody it's great time to buy, if it's great time to buy, what you're telling them next year it will be higher. But you're telling the seller now it's excellent time to sell. But why shouldn't they wait for the higher year? You see how contradictory it is? And people are making that statement again and again and again. And that's why the consumer doesn't believe us many times. The market is what it is. You have a need. It's available to you. If you're going to pay for it today and you can afford it, do it.
Yeah. And if you buy a home, you're going to be in the home for the long run. So let's say you buy a home and the home goes down. It's a stock, right? You have it, and until you sell it, it doesn't really matter what the value. You just ride out the market. You're not in the house for 2 years or 3 years. You're in it for the long haul, so you'll just ride the market. And let's say the home does go down and you do have to sell, right, in the next 5 years, but you need to go into a bigger home. Then the bigger home has also gone down. So yes, your home went down by, let's say, 10%. The bigger home went down by 10% too. So you actually still worked out well for you. Now, if you have to go downsize, then you will lose. But again, what do? Do you wait for 10 years or until that time and figure out your psychology and figure out how your family's needs don't get met? We always talk about this, that the one thing COVID has taught us is that life is short and it can really truly be taken away at any time. And so you want to make your time on this earth mean something. And home ownership, if that means giving your kids a house, then that's what it means. You need to do it at that time when the time is right for you.
Right. And again, we have talked about this in the past. Do not overdo it. If you don't have 6 to 9 months of money with you for those tough times, job loss, sickness, whatever, you are putting yourself in jeopardy. Don't buy a home more than you can afford. That's the biggest mistake we request our clients not to make. Don't buy a home that is bigger than you need, because what good is a 6-bedroom home if you're 2 people who are going to live in it?
Yeah.
Let's say the kids do come every now and then, once a year, twice a year, they're married, they come. What are you going to do with this big home? Maybe it's better that they rent something when they come. But again, you have all the money in the world, you want to live in that largest home, you have so much money sitting with you. Absolutely, God has blessed you. Again, God has blessed all of us, no matter how little or how much we have. This $1 billion body is a blessing itself.
100%.
This birth as a human being is blessing itself. But yeah, by all means live that dream. But don't do it because you want to impress your neighbors. Don't do it because you want to impress your friends. You're not going to impress anybody at all. So the question was, is the market going to go up or down?
Exactly.
And the answer is, again, like previous, don't let anybody tell you there is not one expert in the world who knows the real answer. If it becomes right, they become the experts and say, we told you so. If they go wrong, unfortunately, there is no penalty to these people. So if I keep on saying it will keep on going up and market goes down, there's no penalty. They didn't lose anything. So you have to be careful for yourself. That's the bottom line.
So, like, since the market is going up, like, are there any kind of strategies where if a person is trying to sell a home, that they can make their home like sell at a higher, I would say, highest rate possible?
There is one. That strategy, and number one strategy, other than let's say the location is the same and the condition is the same, because obviously you have to have the right condition, right location, all that. But apples to apples compare, if there are two homes, exactly the same home, the home that will sell much higher is the home that is priced right. If you price the home wrong on the market, you will sit there on the market for too long. We were just talking before the show about that home in Maplewood that sold, or did we talk during the show? I
You
don't know.
talked during the show.
We just talked during the show,
Yeah,
actually.
yes.
So that home sold for 450,000 over asking. If that person has listed the home at 1.2 instead of 8.5, it would have 850, it would have never happened. So if you are listening to us and you want number one advice, do not overprice your home. Do not say my home is worth X and I want this.
So you had to price it right.
The price it right. In fact, price it a little lower. Listen to your good realtor. If you have a good one and you trust somebody, listen to them. If you don't trust them, don't even hire them.
Yeah.
But if you're trusting them, then listen to them. Here's the challenge. You say, I'll reduce the price later. By that time, you've lost the momentum.
The ship has sailed.
So price a reduction later shows desperation. That you couldn't do it at this price, now you're doing it at lower.
So I think the best is to just price it right.
Price it right. So let's
that
say
you don't end up reducing the cost.
That's
exactly. You don't
Yes.
end up reducing. In fact, you cannot undersell your home in today's market.
Yes.
Buyers will outbid each other to get you the right price. But if the home sits on the market and there is no competition and people don't feel the urgency, you've actually made a mistake. So listen to your realtor if you trust them, and don't hire a realtor if you do not trust them. Let your realtor be your guide. They are your best friends. Again, the right realtors. I always say there are good ones and there are bad ones. There are agents who are not realtors and who don't have ethics at all. There are agents who have code of ethics but don't follow it. Unfortunately, in every field, there are good ones and there are bad ones. So make sure you go with your gut and have the right to fire your agent if you feel they're not doing it right. Unconditionally, which means they cannot tie you down at all. We say that again and again. Honesty, integrity, your interest first. These three things should be the number one quality you look at. Market will take care of the price itself.
And we actually have an unconditional guarantee that if you don't like what we're doing, you can fire us at any time. So that is our guarantee to you, because we don't want you to be tied or feel that you're tied. You absolutely should have a realtor that you feel is your advocate, because that's so important. If you are not being represented right, or if you're not being presented right in the market, you are not going to get the best possible
Right.
price.
And again, we don't know where you're listening to us. We are not your realtors in that area. You are hiring somebody. We are making this statement as a blanket statement. No matter where you are, trust your gut and you'll be instincts and you'll be totally okay at that point. Don't be pressured when a high pressure agent. Don't be pressured because the sweet talk is there. It's one of your biggest assets. List carefully and then walk away with the highest price.
So tell me, like for the first-time home buyers, based on the how the market is right now, do you think they should wait for a while till, in case it goes down, and then buy? You
Depends.
never know.
It depends. It depends on what your need is. If you are renting at below market rents right now, and you don't have the down payment, and you don't have the funds that we're talking about that are 6 months that you don't, then don't rent. But if you're paying $4,500 in rent and you have enough money, then let your money work for you and buy a home.
Right. So what Alka said, don't rent. What she meant was don't buy.
Buy.
Don't
I think
buy.
in talking.
Yes.
So if you this is gem of a thought process. We've said that again. Also, you've said that before too. If you cannot afford to buy, renting is totally okay.
Yes.
If you're going to move soon, renting is totally okay. Unless you feel you have enough money, you may move, but you'll make it an investment property, and we've talked about that in the past too. All these shows that you're seeing are being recorded.
Yes.
And all the recordings are available on our website at ontrekrealty.com. So you can go back and check any show and get all these answers. They're there.
And our answers are consistent. So it's not like we said something in one show and we're saying something here again. So you'll go back and see that we say the same thing again, and like in the same line. Our principle is the same. That you don't have to sell, you don't have to buy unless your need needs it. If you have a question, you have a comment, you don't know what your situation, you know your situation. But if you want us as a guidance, give us a call. We'll be happy to guide you, happy to help you and give you away.
Right. And that's where our expertise comes. So you can go to Google and get all the answers.
That's right.
But are they specific to you? Are they specific to your
Google is
needs?
very generic.
Yeah.
It's just-
Google is very confusing
you
also.
can go to Google and say, I have a headache, what should I do? And Google says, take Tylenol. But that is not the answer. Why is the headache there? What other things can be done to resolve the headache? Is Tylenol even necessary? Or do we need to take aspirin instead of Tylenol? Or we have to take Advil because, see, all those things Google doesn't know. That's where that one-to-one contact with your right agent will take care of
Looks
it.
like Sanjeev ji has Googled all this. I have headache. I need Tylenol.
No, I remember I told you last time too. I mean, we all Google for the
Yes.
answers. So there's nothing wrong with that at all. But don't trust your biggest asset
Absolutely.
to AI, Google. There's so much stuff going on, Pia, out there. Sometimes I look and say, consumer is going to be confused.
Yeah,
They're not.
consumers
They're not
always confused.
They're not going to get the expertise, and that's why we're going to fall back again and again. Go to the person you trust. Go to the person who puts you first. Everything else will fall in place. Then become a team member of that person. Let that person be a part of your team, and you're part of that team. Because the goal is simply one: for the buyer to get the home at the right price, for the seller to sell the home at the highest possible price. Same goal. We have the same goal for you. We don't have any, and a good agent, I should always say, doesn't have a vested interest of making more. We will automatically make more when you make more, but our goal is to make sure your needs are taken care of.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You know, I think every week, as I say on my Facebook, I learned so much from you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, it's like really nice to know about so many things which I had no idea of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's, real estate is simple and yet complicated, and complicated and yet simple.
Yeah.
So let's now start with, of course, the featured home listings for this week. I'm sure you have homes for this week. which are-
Sure, we have actually a handyman special, and these are hard to come by in this market. It's priced well below the market, listed at 400,000, 4 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's in Island on Hyde Avenue, and it needs a lot of work. It's got mold in the house, it's a lot of work, but what a value it has. We already have multiple offers, tons of showings. If it's an opportunity that you want to seize, give us a call, and it's 732-494-2211. Our second home is a half-acre property home, 5 bedrooms, 4 full baths, and it's got an in-ground pool, and it's listed at $975.
And a finished basement too,
And
right?
a finished basement. And, it's
And
got a
2-car
garage.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, but for
and
Dunstone.
North Edison.
Yes, yes.
Now, what else do you need?
What else do you need?
We need more listings.
Yes.
So you put a home on the market, it sells, and then we are unemployed right away.
That's correct.
So we need more sellers so that we can serve you, get you the highest possible price, and then we are unemployed again. So then we need your referrals so we can serve them, and then we are unemployed
Blood again, yes.
So you see,
Our saga could see it's complicated and very simple.
Yeah.
And simple and very complicated.
see how tough our business is. We are always unemployed.
Yes.
I think it's fun. It's
So
not,
and we want to be unemployed. So we want to get you the best possible price and get unemployed, so we can then look for
Exactly.
more employment.
Yes, and so if you have
give us
these,
a- yeah.
yes, if you want to call us, give us a call to see any listings that you want. If not this, anything that is on the market.
Right, right. And there is no obligation. There is free market evaluation. We'll tell you what you should list the home for to get the highest possible price for your home. Of course,
so
if you're
you,
buying a
you
home, call
mentioned
us.
in the beginning, what did you say, handyman something?
Handyman special.
What does that mean?
That means the house needs work. It needs a lot of
okay.
work. So it's priced under value. It needs a lot of work. You fix it up. You either fix it up and live there, or you fix it up and resell it to what's called a flip home.
So why is very good question. I'm glad you asked. Was some terms become all terms within?
Because you guys use it every day. I don't know what you're talking
Handyman
about.
special means you will buy a home, you'll bring
Which
in a
means
handyman who'll fix everything for you. The home value goes up, and now you make profit. That's
okay.
or you don't even want to make a profit. You want to live in the home. So you bring a handyman or a contractor or whoever that person is. Based on what is missing in the home, the contractors will come, they will fix the home, and then you have a home you bought it much lower, and now you put the quality the way you wanted, and now you're at the market value on it.
Perfect.
Make sense?
Perfect. It does.
good,
It definitely does make sense, and I will also use from next time this word handyman
Yes.
special.
Good.
You
good,
don't
good.
see them very
Excellent.
often, but you do see them once in a while.
You know, I think it was wonderful talking to both of you today, and especially learning the term handyman special.
Of course.
And of course, you know, talking about this market right now, which is kind of
Crazy market.
crazy. So, but thank you so much, and definitely we will be talking next week again.
It's a pleasure, and we hope you are learning. We hope, like we said, the shows are recorded. Go to our website, www.ontrackrealty.com. All the recordings of the previous recordings are all there. It also tells you what's in those. So you can listen to whatever you want or give us a call. We are here to answer your questions specific to your needs, no matter where you are.
Absolutely, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Pia.
you.